Poverty has no boundary, no nationality, no age limit. It is a vicious cycle, which not only deprives the basic necessities, clean water, nutrition, a safe place, but takes away something just as important: hope. Compassion's goal is to break that cycle by assisting children spiritually, physically, economically, and socially. For just $32 per month, you can sponsor a child through Compassion International. $32 won't change the world, but it will change the world for one child.
Well, Compassion's a child sponsorship agency, and the mission statement, I think, pretty much says it all. Compassion's goal is to release children from poverty in Jesus' name. We've been doing it for a long time now, and we've seen through a couple of visits to Guatemala how it works, and we're not only impressed by the fact it does a lot to help children in many different ways, but also that they're very responsible. They're responsible to the funds that they get. They're responsible to the children and to the sponsors to really do what's right for them.
We started to sponsor Viviana in 1990, and through the years she has written us volumes of letters, so I've saved all of them. So I had to buy the supersized binder to put them all in. But basically these go from when she was 12 years old up through her college days, and we went to meet her in 2004, and then recently went back to Guatemala to see her graduate from Compassion's Leadership Development Program.
Well, we went to Guatemala for the first time in 2004, and we met Viviana, and while we were there were other children who needed sponsors in Guatemala, and they told us if we sponsor them, we'd probably get to meet them, and so that's when we started sponsoring Jeffrey. And so the first time there, we got to meet him, spend a day at the zoo with him, and then we got to meet Viviana, and it was just a wonderful experience. She was such a wonderful young lady. She spoke at the program that night, just very mature, very responsible. It was just, you just really, through the letters, have a hard time imagining how her life is now, that she is a working professional adult involved in pharmaceutical research, and thinking back to 1990 when she was average in school was really a blessing. And while we were there, we got to visit some of the projects, which are the churches they sponsor with. We really got to see the neighborhoods that they were in, and I think Danette pointed out the best that, really when you're in a lot of these neighborhoods, you just feel the poverty, which is such a lack of hope. And yet when you go through the walls into these projects, there's such a difference, because you can feel the hope, and you just know that these young folks know they have a future, and they're just so thankful of it. Even though you're not there sponsoring, they know you sponsor somebody, and they just bring that out as such thanks, and very humbling. It's just really difficult to understand how much that means to them. And so we went back to see Viviana graduate here in June from the leadership program, and got to see Jeffrey again, and once again visit a project to be reminded of that. And then here in September, we're off to Rwanda, Africa to see Clementine. We've been sponsoring her for now about 6 years, and we really feel kind of called to go to see her, to let her know that we're real people, and that thank her for being a part of our lives, and let her know that there are people that care for her.